We got somebody here, TB. Somebody's here. Somebody actually here. Oh my goodness. I was falling asleep then. I was falling asleep, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh. 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 Wow. Mr. Will, you've saved the show. You've saved the show. I was just about to fall asleep then. And that would have been a disaster live on stream. The Hookster asleep. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and Mr. TB the Bear. Everyone's favourite bear. Is TB naked? Yes, Mr. Will, he is naked. Look at him. Naked as the day he was born. Yes, look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him. He's so freaky, this bloody bear. So freaky. Aren't you? Yes. Now, shall we talk about Lewis Hamilton in the last Grand Prix? No. Are you sure? I think we need to talk about Lulu, don't we? Oh, okay then. We won't talk about Lulu. But oh my goodness. Did you see his after race when he was sitting in the cockpit? And there was tears coming out of his eyes and he put his visor up and he was wiping the tears. What are we going to do about Lulu? What are we going to do about Lulu? I don't know. Anyway, hello everyone and welcome back to another... Wow, everyone's here now. Wowzers. Oh my goodness. Good evening, Hookster, from your most loyal Yorkshireman. Yes, you are my most loyal Yorkshireman because you actually turn up for my stream, unlike that other one that can't be bothered. No, can't be bothered. No. He chores all my bloody of the weeks. Yeah, he wants them, but me, no, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. Congratulations to Oscar Piastri on winning the Spanish Grand Prix. Yes, indeed. Well done, Oscar. That was an absolute dominating performance, has to be said. He, from start to finish, didn't put a foot wrong and won the race. So well done, Oscar's pastry. Plynor Plessy says, ban Verstappen. Yes, there's been a lot of controversy about that. Lots of people have been saying ban, and then people have come back and said, no, don't be stupid. Just a racing incident. So yeah, there's been a lot of controversy about that. Hello, Mr. Plynor Plessy, anyway. I forgot to mention your name. Congratulations to Max Verstappen on winning the Dirty Driver Award at the Spanish Grand Prix. Yes, indeed. Congratulations to Max Verstappen for winning the Dirty Driver Award, I must admit, yes. There's not a lot else you can say about that, really, is there? Apart from the fact that, yeah, of course it was deliberate. I mean, he admitted that, as I showed you in the video. You could see it in his eyes. Yeah, it was deliberate. But there you go. There you go. What Max did reminded me of Schumacher trying to take out Villeneuve. Yeah, it did to me as well. But the stupid thing about that was... in that situation in 1997, that was a do-or-die move for a championship. That was a do-or-die move for a championship. So you can kind of understand it. I mean, obviously, Schumacher was very controversial in his career anyway, especially with the collision with Damon Hill in 94. But you could sort of kind of understand it because it was a desperate move to try and win the championship. And it didn't work. It didn't work at all that time. It did with Damon, but it didn't work that time. But in this situation... Max is nowhere near in a situation of winning the championship. We're at the first third of the season anyway, so anything can happen in the next 14 or whatever rounds we got left. So yeah, it was a little bit, I don't know what. I mean, obviously, the red mist came on. And he went, stuff, because he said earlier that George Russell had tried to hit me. He tried to hit me. I gotta say, George Russell, he's just, oh my god, he's such a girly swat, isn't he, George Russell? As soon as anything happens, he's straight to the head teacher to say, oh, look what he did. He really is a Woody, I must admit. Reach for the sky. He really is a Woody. He really is. It's just unbelievable. He's just such a swot. I bet when he was at school, he was the first one reporting the boys round the back of the bike shed smoking the pot. You know, I bet he was, oh, teacher, teacher. And I bet you anything money you like, he was head boy at his school. I bet you he just got that personality that he was definitely head boy. I bet you he was. Bet you he was. Oh, God. Congratulations to Lewis Hamilton on having another underwhelming race at the Spanish Grand Prix. Yes, let's talk about Lewis Hamilton because somebody actually asked about that in my comments and said that he was disappointed about Lewis because he's a Lewis Hamilton fan and also that he should maybe retire. Well, here's my point of view, and I said it in the comment, but I'll repeat it now in case you don't read my comments because let's face it, who does? So I'll repeat it now. The problem with Lewis is, and it's a problem with a lot of top sports stars when they reach a certain age. You see, now Lewis is, I think he's 40, 39. He's just about to hit the 40 milestone, or he may have just hit it. I'm not quite sure. I don't keep abreast of people's birthdays, but we'll say he's 40 years old. Lewis Hamilton's 40 years old, and the trouble is he's got this mentality now that without doing what he's doing, his life is basically over. And that's stupid. Absolutely stupid. He could go off now and retire and do everything that he always wanted to do, but he couldn't do because obviously he was dedicated to Formula One. There's so many things I bet you he could be going off to do now that he couldn't do before. I'm pretty sure he's not short of a few bob. I'm pretty sure he's got enough for his retirement fund already. So he could go off and do all those things, and he's only 40. He's only 40. That is not the end of your life at 40. It really isn't. But the trouble is, he's got that mindset. So he's carrying on. He's carrying on in the Ferrari. He's blaming the car, which is what a lot of people, when they reach that situation, do. They say, oh, it's not me, it's the car. Lewis, it's not the car, mate. It's not the car. The car isn't brilliant, the Ferrari, but it isn't as bad as you're making it out. Now, if he announced right now that he was about to retire and saying this was my last season, no one would care about the rest of the results that he got for the rest of this season because everyone would say, oh, it doesn't matter because Lewis is retiring at the end of the year, so it's fine, it's okay. So it really wouldn't matter. But he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He's going to soldier on and think to himself, oh, I'll come back next year and hopefully the car will be a bit better. But the trouble is, it's not the car, Lewis. It's you, my friend. It's you. Your best days are now past. You're 7 times world champion. 7 times world champion. You've done enough for the sport. It's time to take a break. Take a break. Even if you come back in a couple of years like Fernando Alonso, I haven't got a problem with that. But for now, for right now, Lewis Hamilton needs to hang it up. He needs to hang it up because I just can't see him every week or every other week or whatever. I just can't see him going through this pain all the time because it is painful to watch now. He's either arguing with his engineer or he's sitting in Parc Fermé at the end of the race crying in his crash helmet. I mean, it's not good. It's not good for his mental well-being. It's not good for him either. And so he just needs to accept that it's the end of his Formula One career. A Formula One career that has been absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'll say 7 times world champion. You cannot argue with that. You can argue, oh yeah, he was in the best car. Yes. But it's still the driver that crosses the line and wins the championship. Because you could say that with lots of other people. Nigel Mansell, 1992. Just an example. So he's a 7 times world champion. He has done his best and he has devoted so many years of his life to Formula One from a very young age. And the whole of his best years have been devoted to Formula One. He has given up that sacrifice for Formula One. And you can never take that away from him. You can have as many opinions of Lewis as you want. You can never take that away from him. So he needs now just to say, okay, this is my last season at Ferrari. I gave it a go. It didn't work, and I'm going to retire. But unfortunately, it's not going to happen. And he's going to come back next year. And I fear next year's going to be even worse for Lewis. he's going to be even further struggling with the car, and it's painful to watch. It kind of reminds me of Damon Hill in his last couple of years as well. He's sort of he's trying desperately to hang in there, to try and, I don't know, it's difficult to explain, to try and hang on to past glories, but those days are gone, my friend. Those days are gone. You're too old now. You're too old. And now, before you say about Fernando Alonso, I know about Fernando Alonso, but as I've said in the past, he did take a break and come back again. So this is basically his second career, same as Michael Schumacher did as well. But I think you'll agree, all these drivers' second careers have never matched their first careers. Michael Schumacher, when he came back in Mercedes, it wasn't really anything to write home about, was it? Obviously, the Mercedes wasn't that great at the time when he did join, but it still wasn't, an illustrious second career for him, was it? And the same with Fernando Alonso. His comeback has not been anything like his first career, as to be said. And it's the same with Lewis. He just needs to retire and accept that he's had a great run in Formula One. He really has. He's had a great run. And I will be very, very sad to see Lewis go. Very, very sad indeed, because he's one of the last great characters of the sport. I mean, all the time he's in that car, I just love seeing him in it. It's only when he gets out of that car and does that stupid thing of opening his mouth, that's when the problems start. But all the time he's in that car, I've got the utmost admiration for him. But at the moment, it's just painful to watch him. It really is. I mean, sitting in that Parc Ferme, crying his eyes out after that race, it was just... It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch. So, Lewis, if you're watching, I'm sure he is. There's my advice to you, my friend. It's time to hang it up. Time to hang it up. Go on a long holiday. For maybe, if it was me personally, I'd go on a 2-year holiday right now. Yeah, 2-year holiday. Just go round the world. I don't know, on a boat or something. I don't know. Mind you, he's got enough money. He's probably got his own boat. So yeah, take your own boat and just go round the world for the next 2 years. Forget about Formula One, and then you'll come back and you'll be completely refreshed. And then you can think about what you're going to do for the rest of your life. And hopefully it won't be a return to Formula One, because I think that'll be a mistake. Anyway, bloody hell, the comments are scrolling up very, very quickly and I'm missing them. Let's see what we got here. Well, at least that stopped the TV show. Yes. The likes of Senna and Schumacher at least had the excuse of fighting for championships at the end of the season. That's true. Congratulations to Nico Hulkenberg on overtaking Lewis Hamilton and finishing ahead of him. Yes. Oh my God. That was a sight to see, I have to say. It was a sad sight to see. A Sauber overtaking a Ferrari. Considering the Sauber is the worst car in the field right now, I'm pretty sure it is, isn't it? Oh no, it might be the Alpines actually. Might be the Alpines, but they're right down there at the bottom of the field. That was, great to see. Great to see. Congratulations to Lionel Plessy on continuing to spam the same boring comments on the all seasons rubbish. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, read it in. Oh, we got a marlin here. Whoa. The moaning Yorkshireman is trying to be another P.S. Luton Rules and ignore the Hookster. I know he is. I understand. Get Mr. Rules, who starts the plan to finish on the all seasons rubbish. Yes, I should get him on there, shouldn't I? It's overblown, really, says Helium Trophy. Just ongoing beef with Russell, nothing more. Yeah, this is true. Paddock 69 says Verstappen should have been disqualified and banned. There you go. So, on to the next question, which is Max Verstappen now has 11 points on his super license. So, if he gets a one race ban, which looks very likely because he's managed to accumulate 11 points in just, 9 rounds? Looks very likely indeed. Who is going to step in like Superman with his underpants on the outside of his trousers and take over that illustrious Red Bull seat when everyone knows that the second seat is cursed and the first one is 100% set up for Max Verstappen. The whole car is set up for Max Verstappen. Who is going to jump into that seat and take over that position? Well, the hottest one on the bookies card at the moment is Valtteri Bottas. Personally, I don't think that's ever going to happen. One, I don't think Toto would be happy to have Valtteri driving a Red Bull. Two, I don't think Christian Horner would be happy to have Valtteri Bottas looking all over a Red Bull and driving it either, because obviously, rival teams could come back with a few secrets. Who knows? Although, to be fair, I don't think there's many secrets on this Red Bull this year, because I can tell you one big secret, and that is it ain't fast enough. So, yeah, I don't think they're going to be losing much, but I still don't think that Christian Horner's going to be happy having, even though he's just a reserve driver, having Valtteri Bottas driving that Red Bull if Max Verstappen gets a ban, which I say looks very, very likely before the end of the season because he's got 11 points already. But yeah, he's the hot bookies' favourite at the moment. Personally, I would love to see Valtteri Bottas in that Red Bull. Absolutely. I would love to see it, yes. He got shafted at Sauber, to be honest, because, the car was shite and he couldn't put his talent to good use, although a lot of people would say he didn't have any talent to start with. It was all Mercedes, but I would just love to see him in that car just for the one race. That'll be quite a good thing to see. So yeah, Valtteri Bottas is the hot favourite, but as I say, I can't see it happening. So I'll have to pick someone else. Unfortunately, the Red Bull Junior Academy is a joke right now. It's an absolute joke because they can't even fill their number 2 seat properly, and now we could have one for Max Verstappen. It's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. But anyway, that's the hot favourite at the moment. It's not going to happen. Valtteri Bottas. Doing the impression of P.S. Luton Rolls, Mr. Rolls. I can't remember how he speaks now. He comes from Devon, doesn't he? I think, yeah, Devon monkey. Oh, I gotta get up at 5 now to milk my cows. Yeah, milk my cows. I did a whole impression video about him, didn't I? But I've forgotten it. The thing about impressions is you forget about them after a little while, and so unless you're a really good impressionist, which I'm very not. But yeah, I'll see if I can find that video in a minute. Dig it up. Some Verstappen fans said that they'll boycott the race that Max is banned from. Oh, nice. If he's banned, yeah. Yet the Channel 4 and Sky Media normalises behaviour because he's worth too much money to F1. Well, yeah, I mean, and let's face it, he is. He's also, if you look at it from the FIA's perspective, he's entertaining, isn't he? Because let's face it, the races aren't very entertaining, but Max Verstappen, he's certainly bringing that entertainment factor, which they're looking at, and obviously the FIA are looking at future Drive to Survive Netflix episodes. So, obviously this year that's going to be a prominent feature in the series, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be George Russell and Max Verstappen. They'll probably cut it into some kind of rocky fight outside in the pit garages, yeah, and they'll have the music playing. Duh, duh, duh. All bullshit, obviously, but you know what Netflix is like. That's what they'll do. Drive to Survive. They'll have the Rocky montage music playing, and it'll just be a complete bloody mess. But yeah, it's very good for the sport. I'd say that in open brackets, closed brackets, because at the moment F1 doesn't even seem to be a sport. But it's very good for the sport at the moment to have Max Verstappen in there doing what he's doing. It's just great, absolutely great. I did like Nico Rosberg on comedies as Paolo Pesci. There you go. I think he's on Sky, isn't he? Yeah, I can't get that, unfortunately. Helium Trophy says he's 40. Thank you. He is 40. Hamilton turned 40 in January. Thank you, Will. There you go. He is 40 years old. And yeah, in terms of being a top sportsman, that's it. That's time to hang your hat up. I mean, he's very, very lucky, in fact, because look to tennis stars. I mean, tennis stars, Jesus. what is it, 32 maximum for the men, and they're finished. Some of them just about scrape through to about 36, I think, I do believe 36, but you won't get any. You're very rare you'll get a 42-year-old top tennis player still playing. Oh my goodness, I don't know how old Tim Henman was when he packed it in, but I think he was getting on a little bit. But yeah, I mean, usually it's 32 for tennis because of the constant demands on your body with the constant, serving and smashing and backhands and what have you. It just absolutely destroys your neck, your shoulders. Your shoulders are just oh my god. Top tennis star shoulders by the time he finishes are like an 80-year-old granny shoulders. They really are. They really are. Yeah, they have to. So many of them have to just get both their shoulders replaced after they finish tennis because it's just ridiculous. It's just no fibrous bone, muscle, or anything there. It's just all dead. It's just all dead from constantly playing tennis. So yeah, he's very lucky. I'll say both the tennis stars, 32, 34, and they're out of sport. So being 40 and still in Formula One is an achievement. It is an achievement. Yes, I know. Fernando Alonso is 44 years old, and he's still in it. But as I say, he did the right thing, and he went out of Formula One, tried to do some other stuff, and then came back in it. And he was definitely refreshed when he came back in for his second career. Definitely refreshed. He had that Alonso spark, and he was doing very, very well. Very, very well indeed. Unfortunately, that seems to have tailed off, especially this year, but you could say that's to do with the car as well, not just Fernando Alonso. And so, yeah, he's very, very lucky to still be racing at 40 years old. And the demands on the body now are even greater, how I understand it, than how they were in the past. I mean, in the past, they used to complain about, the stresses and the strains, but apparently it's even worse now. It's even worse because they're doing like 220 miles an hour down the straights and being subjected to 7 to 8G sometimes. Now, I bet the old drivers are looking at that and scoffing and saying, "Oh, yes, my lad, but, we used to go around with our cloth helmets on, yes, driving our 60s cars, and we still managed to do it, all right." Yeah, I can understand that. And, of course, Fangio, if you look at Fangio, he was, 54 when he won one of his championships? So, yeah, but the thing is, that was a different breed. That was a different breed of person, especially during the 50s. Everyone was a lot stronger physically and mentally, especially, because we were just coming out of the aftermath of World War II, and so, people's resolve was a lot stronger back in the 50s. I've said this before, but if we actually did have a war tomorrow, it wouldn't last more than about 24 minutes because everyone will be complaining because their iPhones aren't working. Because it's just ridiculous. This current generation and the couple of generations before that, it's just it just wouldn't happen. But back then they were sturdier stuff men, yes, sturdier stuff men built of oak, and they could withstand stuff like that. But not anymore. Not anymore. Will says, David Croft is the worst commentator I've ever heard. Well, thank you. Thankfully, I never have to hear him except in the Formula One games. They aren't fans, they are our words. I wish Rosberg would sod off, says Helium Trophy. Wowzers, there you go, a different opinion. I love it. That's what I always encourage on this channel, different opinions. Rosberg talks facts, says Will F1. Look at that. Look, two different opinions right underneath each other. Love it. Absolutely love it. You can guess the word I mean. Yeah, I can guess the word you mean. Rosberg showed how little David Croft knows about Formula One. Yes, so I've heard. Rosberg was bang on about every single thing during the weekend. A cocktail stick, says Helio Trophy, could show more knowledge of F1 than Crofty. Yes. Yes, I bet it could. I bet it could. It's both Lewis and the car, says Paddock69. There you go. Polyp says, I understand that without my agreement, Insider Gaming put up a statement saying that EA will be making the F1 game next year. This is wrong, and they have not signed a contract with F1. Oh my god, yeah, that's just gonna rumble on and on. I did check today for any more news, and there isn't any. I'll just complete the sentence as you've mentioned it in the chat. I made a video, I think on Tuesday, saying that EA had renewed the F1 license for 26 and 27. Well, in case anyone missed my little short video or hasn't seen the news, 2 hours after that statement was made, and this was made by Insider Gaming, which is quite a highly regarded Twitter site and website, and they're all over the place. So they're quite highly regarded, and they've got some quite good journalists working for them as well. So that's why I ran the story, because if I look at stories and they're like rumours and speculation, I don't run them. I only run them if they're, from pretty decent sources. But apparently 2 hours after that was published, the EA representative, who originally said that yes, we have got the license for 26-27, retracted the statement and said it's not Insider Gaming's fault, but we can't confirm that we've got the license, and we can't give you any more information at this time. Now, that's just bizarre. They obviously had to say that for legal reasons, because the deal isn't done, and until the deal is done, everything legally has to be sorted out. So obviously it hadn't been sorted out, so the deal hasn't been done yet. Obviously it's going to happen. It looks like it's going to happen, but it looks like that EA representative just jumped the gun, I presume. But it's a very strange situation that they would get something like that so wrong. Usually, EA are basically a marketing company, and they're very savvy and they know what they're doing. So it's very, very strange that a representative of EA would make a cock-up like that, to be honest. Very, very strange. Or the conspiracy theorists have already said that it was a deliberate attempt to drum up some publicity to try and get cheaper terms from the FOM for the F1 license. Now, of course, I wouldn't subscribe to that theory whatsoever, but interesting. So, yes, so that's the story at the moment. I have looked for an update from Insider Gaming. At the moment, there isn't one. There isn't one at all. I found the author of the story, Mike Straw. He was actually on Reddit, and he said I've done both the stories, the original one and the retraction story, and I can confirm at the moment that there is still no news from EA about whether they have got the license or not. Now, of course, this has caused a huge conspiracy theory, and lots of people are saying, "Oh, yeah, well, it needs to go." From what I understand it, though, because some people on the internet have been looking and asking developers of racing games whether they've got anything ready in terms of Formula One, like any cars they've built, any tracks they may be working on, because as I've said before, if anyone starts the F1 game from scratch, you're looking at a 2-year project to build all those tracks up from scratch in 2 years. And apparently some of the biggest racing studios that they've asked have said no. They have not started on any assets whatsoever to do with making a potential F1 game in the future. So nobody is out there looking to bid for it, to be honest. But I've said that in the past, that I can't see anyone wanting the license anyway, because it's a pain in the arse, because it costs a lot of money. So it looks pretty certain that they will continue the license. It's just very bizarre the way it's gone down this week. Very bizarre. But anyway, as soon as I get some more news, confirmed news as well, that it has actually happened, I'll wait until we actually get an EA. Well, we had an EA representative last time, but someone else from EA saying yes, it is absolutely 100% confirmed. I won't run any more stories on it. But yeah, it's very, very bizarre. David Croft said Hamilton still has it. Did he really say that? Did he really say that? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's not the car! Leclerc is smashing Hamilton almost every race. No, exactly. And that's what I say. It's not the car. It is Lewis. But as I say, unfortunately, he's just going to carry on there. He's going to struggle on. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he left Mercedes, because he thought the Ferrari would be because he thought the Mercedes car wasn't very good, and he's thinking, oh well, the Ferrari, I'll be able to get to grips with that, and but it hasn't worked, Lewis, because it's not the car, mate. It's you, not the car, you. Do something like Indy or Le Mans. Yeah, go and do it. Go and do Indy. I'm sure he'd love to do that. I'm sure he'd love to do Le Mans, because I think everybody who is a racing driver, I think, would love to do Le Mans, because that is just, that's got to be first on everyone's bucket list. If you're a racing driver, go and do Le Mans, because it's just such a special event. It really is. So yeah, he could go and do that. I could see Lewis being part of a free car team at Le Mans. I could really see that. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. Hamilton is just washed up and the Hookster is the better driver. Well, if I'm the better driver than Lulu, there's not much hope for you, Lewis. I'm sorry, mate. I'm sorry. Because David is told to say that by Sky. Got to milk those Hammy fans for subscriptions. Yes. The car isn't great, Will. Very average. Hamilton has been done as a top driver, 2023 aside, since he lost the championship to Verstappen. This is true. I think he did lose a lot of confidence after the 2021 controversy at Abu Dhabi. I think he did lose a lot of confidence. Indeed. Anyway, I won't mention any more about that, because there's a brilliant F1 YouTube channel called F1 Fixed. He's currently, I think, done 664 videos all about Abu Dhabi 2021. So go check him out, because if you want the information, you'll get it straight there. It's no good me telling you, because I can't match 664 videos about Abu Dhabi 2021. So go check him out. Ferrari are second in the Constructors' Championship, so it's not that bad. Still on par with Mercedes and Red Bull overall. Yeah, this is true. This is true. They are still consistently scoring points, which is the main thing. They are still up there and they're still scoring points. Both Hamilton and Russell were poor in 23. Yep. When Hill went to Arrow, says Paul Plessy, that time, and the car wasn't a winning car, but he nearly got there. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. That was Hungary, wasn't it? Hungary? Oh, my God. Yes. I was on the edge of my seat with Damon Hill at Hungary. It was Hungary, yeah. At Hungary in first position. I was at the edge of my seat. And then Louise Goodman, I do believe it was. ITV Sport, wasn't it, back then? Yes. Louise Goodman suddenly, the commentator suddenly cut to the pit lane. And I went, oh, we're over to Louise. And then she said, I'm sorry. Was it still Murray? I think it was Murray. I think it was. Yeah, it was Murray. So, I'm sorry, Murray, but we just heard that that Damon has a throttle problem with the car, and Murray was like, "Oh no!" But we all had so much hope that it would just keep going. But then it started to slow down, and we were like, "No!" And Jack Villeneuve was getting closer and closer and closer, and then he passed him, and we all said a collective, "Oh bugger! Oh bugger!" Yes, oh my God. But I remember that race, edge of the seat stuff. I mean, that would have been sensational. It's all I can say if actually that Arrows had won the race, considering Arrows were pretty much, back markers in 97? Back markers? Yeah, that would have been sensational. I know they came into 97 with some grand plans, because it was Tom Walkinshaw, wasn't it? He said, oh yeah, I'm going to bring this team back to the front. But they were still a backmarker team. And, yes. Oh, that came so close that day. That's so close. So close, but no cigar. Because Mercedes only really have 1.5 cars. A shame Schumacher's pole at Monaco didn't count, as he had a grid penalty for the crash with Bruno Senna in Spain. Hamilton finished third in 2023, so he can't have been that bad. Ferrari only have 1.5 cars as well. KD trying to defend Hamilton here. I've literally just called him poor Will. Yeah, the comments are getting spicy. Helium Travis says he's got enough businesses to look after. Yeah, I'm sure he has. I'm sure he's got well enough money in the pot to see him to retirement if he wanted to retire. I mean, at 40, he doesn't need to retire, does he? He's not, as I say, he's not, But it's just that sports star mentality, isn't it? Oh, my life is... No, Lewis, no. It's just your F1 career is over. Yeah? Then you have to move on to the next chapter of your life. That's all it is. You have to move on. People always through life have to move on. You move on from one thing to another. You could be in a job for 20 years and then suddenly you move on to something else. It happens. It happens. And the same with Lewis. He's got to accept it's time for the next chapter now and be done. And until he does that, it's just going to be painful to watch him every week on the TV crying into his crash helmet. Really is. Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, all about equal on performance, to be honest. True. Not this season. You've been defending him saying the car was absolute shit when it's currently second in the World Championship. There is a Hamilton fan, the moaning Yorkshireman, who scores in really high even when Hamilton does shit. Red Bull are miles behind. Max is basically Flintstoning the car into championship contention. Yes, he's getting out with his feet and shuffling it along, isn't he? Come on, you stupid car. We'll make you go faster. Yeah, that Red Bull looks a little bit disastrous, I have to say. And Red Bull as a team are just imploding from the inside. They really need to sort themselves out because it's just getting ridiculous. They need to sort out Christian Horner because I just don't think anyone's got any trust or confidence in him anymore. I just don't. I really don't. I just don't think that confidence or trust in Christian is there anymore. And so I've said it before, but I think Christian needs to step down and someone else needs to take it over. But the whole team is just imploding. And the trouble is Max knows this, and whenever something like that happens, it does affect the car that you're driving. It can't not do. When your team is imploding from inside with everything that's going on, it's going to affect you and the car that you're driving. Max is trying his very best to just get the best that he can out of the car, but he knows it's futile really because they're just no good at the moment this year. I have to say the loss of Adrian Newey was a hell of a lot more than how Christian Horner was playing it down as it's not too bad. It's fine. Yeah, okay, Christian. I think we can all see now with the performance, if you look at last year's car and this year's car, which I understand had zero input from Adrian Newey, there's a definite difference. And you've got the problems of next year's car as well for Red Bull when the Ford partnership comes in. So they're going to be doing the electrical side of the engine. Then, of course, you've got Red Bull for the first time making their own engines. I wouldn't want to do that. I'll tell you, if I was in an F1 team, I would not be wanting to make my own engines. That's why they leave that job to the manufacturers, because they know what they're doing. They really do know what they're doing. But no, Red Bull next year, it will be the Red Bull powertrain engine. The first official engine made by Red Bull. And the electrical side of it will be made by Ford. And, oh my God, that could be even worse. Imagine if it's a Honda situation that happens next year with Red Bull. Imagine if the engines are constantly blowing up. Imagine that there's no performance from the engines. Imagine if Max turns around and says, oh, GP2 engine. GP2. Imagine that next year. What a disaster that would be, wouldn't it? What a disaster. But there's nothing they can do. They've committed to it. They've built an extension onto their factory just to build these Red Bull powertrain engines. Yes. Very weird. Very weird indeed. So next year could be an even more disaster for Red Bull. Or it could flip round completely. The Red Bull engines could turn out to be absolutely brilliant and they could be back to winning ways again. Personally, I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. It could. But personally, the way the team is going, I don't think it's going to happen. But who knows? That's what they said about the Brawn, and look what happened to that in 2009. Absolute domination. So it could happen, but just my gut is telling me I don't think it's going to happen. I think that Red Bull will continue now into a decline. I mean, Red Bull have always had good years and they drop down and they come back again. And I think from this year going into 2026, 2027, I think as well, they're going to gradually start to decline, I think. And they're not going to be the top team anymore, which is going to frustrate Verstappen very much, which probably means he will be moving on to somewhere else. Don't know where at the moment, but somewhere else. Maybe even at Ferrari, replacing Lulu. It's always a possibility. Planople says they'll have to bring back Perez. Ah, yes, Sergio Perez. Yes. Now he would be the absolute right fit. It's not something that Red Bull would want, obviously, because they did get rid of Perez because of underperformance. So that they wouldn't want it, but of course they'd be happy to do it because Perez is a former Red Bull driver. So, you know, any secrets would stay with Sergio Perez and wouldn't go any further because obviously he's probably still under some kind of NDA contract that forbids him from saying anything about the car. So, yeah, that he would be the perfect fit. I mean, unfortunately, though, that's going to be a race that I don't think the Red Bulls would even be in the top 10, to be honest. So, yeah, it's a bit of a dilemma. And it's the main problem when you put all your eggs in one basket and concentrate just on one driver in Max. Because as soon as Max goes... I mean, imagine the Red Bull team with no Max Verstappen in it. How would they be finishing every single race right now? I'll tell you, 8th and 10th. That's how Red Bull would be finishing right now in every single race if Max Verstappen wasn't in that car. Yuki would be finishing in 10th position, and whoever was replacing him in that car would be finishing in 8th place. It's obvious that's what would happen. So that's the problem when you concentrate just on Max. I mean, there's so many risks associated with that. Something could happen to Max. He could do a Schumacher and break his leg and could be out for half the season. Someone else would come in and they wouldn't do very well in that car because it's built precisely for Max. So, you know, they'd really have to just write the whole of that season off. So it's very, very weird. Yeah, you should never concentrate on just one driver. No matter how good he is, never just one driver. But of course, that's been happening in Formula One for basically since it started in 1950. Yes, I know that because I was there. No, not really. So that makes Mercedes and Ferrari equal second best car, then KD. Paddock says it'll be Hajur. Hajur could be in it. He could be. Isaac Hajur. Now, he, of course, is another possibility because he's currently in the Maxi Tampon, whatever you want to call it, visa cash out. So, yeah, he would be a definite place for that. Bottas was never any good, says Will F1. He was fine at Mercedes, did what he was employed for, getting enough points to win the Constructors. Nothing more, nothing less. Bottas was rubbish in 2018, 2020 and 2021. Though his final two seasons were pretty pathetic. Bottas was rubbish at Sauber, except for the first half of 2022. Hamilton isn't capable of admitting to himself that he needs to retire. This is true. Hamilton will end up being forced to give up instead of choosing to give up. This is also true. Yes, because the relationship is not good at Ferrari, and there's a possibility that he could get sacked. And don't say it can't happen, because they sacked Alain Prost for criticising Ferrari. Yes, they sacked Alain Prost. So don't say it couldn't happen, because it can. Fangio was 46 when he won his fifth and final championship. There you go, 46. 46. But as I say, back then it was completely different. You cannot nowadays. You'd be hard pressed to be 46 years old, and I'm not saying being in Formula One, but winning championships. I mean, example, Fernando Alonso. He's not winning championships, is he? At 44 years old, and I believe that I don't think he could be either, because of the way that Formula One is now. Hulk will be 40 next year, I believe. Hamilton to retire without a single Ferrari podium. You watch it happen. Planet Player says, still a shame that the Codemasters rally games are pretty much dead. Yes, a shame. I've just started on WRC. I got it about 2 years ago when they were selling it for £11.29 on the PlayStation, because I wasn't paying. It wasn't that expensive when it came out, was it? It was about 40 quid or something. It wasn't that bad, but I still wasn't paying that. So yeah, I've just started the WRC, and I have to say, I got very frustrated with it at the start, but I fiddled with some settings, like you always have to do. I couldn't get the grips with the handling because I hadn't played a Codemasters rally game for quite a while. I was doing those other ones, the other WRC series, so I'd sort of forgotten the old Colin McRae way of doing things. So I was getting a little bit frustrated, but I fiddled with the settings, and I've been playing it for about the past week now, and I'm actually very impressed with it, I have to say. I know when it first came out, it got lots of critical reviews because it was unfinished and glitchy and what have you, but it seems pretty solid, And I like the fact that there's other events. It's not just the WRC. You've got like the Junior, the WRC2, and then you've got the main WRC as well. I like there's also other little events that they put in between that as well. I was doing one last night where you had to drive slower. So the slower you were, the more points you got. And I couldn't work it out at first because I kept getting these penalty points going, oh, you're going too fast. I thought, what do you mean I'm going too fast? It's a bloody rally game. You're supposed to be going fast. And I sort of thought to myself, hang on. Maybe you're supposed to go slower. So I started going slower. And yeah, I was getting more points going slower, if that makes any sense to you whatsoever. And when you get to the checkpoint markers, if you slow down even more, so you're just about moving, because if you stop on the circuit, that's a disqualification. You're not allowed to stop because that's cheating. But you could slow really down up to the marker boards, and then what you've got to do is basically hit 0 on the marker board when you go past it. That's the time. And then you don't get any penalty points. So I was actually winning by going slower, not faster. It was bizarre, but it was fun as well. It was a little bit of a change from just diving straight into the WRC career, because we all know what that is, point to point, try and get the fastest time. So yeah, and so I was quite impressed with the WRC game, I have to say. It was pretty decent, and it felt okay. It started. I mean, I was only driving this really crappy old car from the 60s, because that's all they give you at the start. You can't go into the World Rally car straight away. So I was only driving that, but even that felt absolutely fine. It reminded me of the Dirt Rally games. Very similar handling to the Dirt Rally games. So yeah, I was very impressed. So yeah, it's a shame that it's now gone, and it's going to be years now before another one comes out, because I think I've mentioned this in a previous video. EA have still got the license until the end of 2026, even though they're not going to make another game. I mean, if I was them, I'd just make one more. Surely. What's the problem with doing that? I don't get it. They've got the license at the end of 2026. Just make another game. Very weird. But no, they're not going to make any more, and they're not going to update the one that they've got either. But they've said until the license expires, it'll still be fully available for you to buy, whenever you want to. So they're not going to withdraw it from sale or anything, but it just seems bizarre that they're just going to hang on to that license, and then that's it. And that means that KT Racing can't bring out the next WRC until 20 2027. I do believe they can't even start on the assets, like making the cars, because the license still belongs to EA. So they can't even do that. But what they have said is they've now got their own proprietary game engine, which they are going to run the game from in 2027. Before they were using someone else's game engine. I can't remember which one it was, but they were using that before. But now they've actually designed and developed their own game engine, and that will be used for 2027. So if you've played the previous WRC games, that's the official ones, not the, well, I know the EA one's the official one, but you know, the ones that were before the EA, it gets very confusing. If you played those and you remember the game engine that they were using, that they'd borrowed from someone else, well, this time it's going to be their own in-house game engine, and apparently it's all made and ready to go, So, but they can't do anything. They can't do a thing until that license has lapsed. So yeah, it'll be 2027 before we get the next WRC game, which has gone back to KT Racing, which is the ones that used to have it before. Then they lost it, and now they got it back again. Crazy. But yeah, as I say, pretty decent game, I do believe, that WRC. So if anyone's interested, I wouldn't pay much for it if you were looking at it. Don't go overboard, but it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Hulkenberg turns 40 in August 2027. He's 1.5 months younger than Vettel. Hamilton has lost it. I'd imagine he'd be sick of Audi's failing project by then. Yes. Do EA know what they are doing? Well, from the sounds of what I said earlier, no. Hopefully this is the end of the EA Cody's disaster. Well, I agree. Hopefully it is the end of the EA Cody's disaster. But for me, I would be very sad, because that will also mean the end of any Formula 1 game, as I've said in the past, for at least 2 years. Point standings, Dave. Yeah, all right, I'll get to the point standings. Has it gone down? I'm not quite sure. I say it was, when I got it, it was £11 something, so I don't know. Trouble is when you buy the game, you can't see what price it is on PlayStation. Once you've bought it, so you can't see whether it's gone down again. You'd have to look to an external site to have a look and see whether it's, you know, one that you're not signed into, to see whether it's gone down or not. And we can finally get some fresh developers in 2035. Get lost, Will. Points at the end. Leclerc has beaten Hamilton in 8 of 9 races. Hamilton will never be seen. Indy. His wages alone would bankrupt the series. Show us F1 Fixed. F1 Fixed now has 717 videos. Bloody hell, the last time I checked it was in the 600s. Were arrows ever at the front? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they had a couple of good years. Like most teams, they had a few, well, apart from Minardi. Well, even Minardi, they had that, well, one good race anyway. But I think they had some quite good years. Some weird stuff was happening on the last tab. Late 70s, early 80s with Riccardo Patrese. But not quite race winners. 20 years ago as boss is an awful lot in this day and age. It is indeed. Christian Horner sacked. Joke. It will be a weird Ford Honda hybrid. Yes, it will. Now, I might have mentioned this before, but in testing, it was supposed to be, the engine's supposed to have a 50-50 split. 50 electrical, 50 engine power. But they found out now that unfortunately the engine's run out of power down the straights, pretty much halfway down the straights, which is not good news. It's not good news. So I think that the 50-50 split is going to remain for practice sessions and for qualifying sessions, because it doesn't matter. For those sessions, but for the race itself, when obviously you need electrical power for sustained periods of time, I I think the latest word is they're going to go for a 60-64-36 split, which is 64% of the engine power and 36% of the electrical power. And that apparently is enough to hold electrical power all the way down the straight. So think of something like Monza. That would be enough to get all the way down the straight at Monza. Because the trouble is, if you run out of electrical power, I've mentioned this before, just go and play any of the F1 games and go down one of the longest straights with no ERS and then do it with ERS, and you'll notice the difference is absolutely horrendous. You'd be surprised how much that electrical power makes to a lap. And so the trouble is, if you run out of that electrical power and someone behind you has still got lots of electrical power left because maybe they press the ERS button later than you, they could be coming behind you at a fair old rate of knots and not realise that you've run out of electrical power. Obviously, they could just look at the back of your car to see whether you're harvesting or not with the light blinking, but things happen in Formula 1 very, very quickly at 200 miles an hour. They may not realise, and they could smack straight into the back of you, which is something that the FIA are very keen to avoid happening. So the problem of running out of electrical energy could be quite a serious one. So I think in the races, they're going to adopt a 64-36 split. That's the latest I've heard anyway. But yeah, having Ford on board with a Red Bull powertrains engine as well, it's going to be very weird next year for the Red Bull. And we got the new regulations. We've got the bendy front wing. Well, we've already got bendy front wings now, haven't we? Yes. And they tried to put those little stoppers on the wings, didn't they? That's going to stop them. That's going to stop them breaking the rules. Did it? No. Did it make any difference whatsoever? No. No. Understand it only stopped like the last couple of maybe 2 centimetres of travel of the wing at the end. And that's all it stopped. These little stoppers they put on the end of the wings. That's it. 2 centimetres. And yeah, it didn't make any difference to the racing at all, did it? So that was a bit pointless, to be honest. Bit pointless. But anyway, there you go. There's the FIA thinking to themselves, oh, this will stop them. But it didn't. No. Aston Martin are getting better results with Alonso when he has luck. Since they upgraded their car at Imola, even though Newey is focusing on 2026, he is having an impact already. Oh yeah, he's definitely having an impact. And I say the thing with Adrian for this year, there's nothing he can do about the car. It's not his car. He didn't build it. He didn't design it. So there's nothing he can do about it. But he can develop it. He can develop it. He can add parts to it, which will make it even better. So that's what he can do. And as we know, he's a very good designer. So he'll be able to do that. And while he's adding parts to this year's car, of course, he will be concentrating on what he can do with the 2026 car. I see him move to sports cars and doing Le Mans. Yeah, I definitely could see him doing that. Hello, Mr. Rugal. Welcome to the stream. He says, evening, people. Have paid money for getting the full Le Mans broadcast uninterrupted. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yes. Is he still on Eurosport? Is Eurosport still a thing? I don't know. I haven't watched Eurosport for about 15 years. But I always used to watch the Le Mans on Eurosport, especially the night section, because they just run that all night without mostly without any interruptions. Cut of advert breaks, but not really. But I don't even know if Eurosport's still a thing. You were pretty darn good with all the of the weeks this week, by the way. Oh, thank you very much. Yes. Hookster was 35 years old in 1950. Yes. Yes, Will F1, I was 35 years old in 1950. Hookster is 110 years. I know. I don't look a day over 109, do I? Let's face it. Cheeky little buggers. Cheeky little buggers. Well, clearly Hamilton and Bottas work together, to be fair. I wonder if someone did like a runner-up value thingy in Champions as well, what price everyone is. Yes. I'd piss myself laughing if Ferrari sack Hamilton. Me too, Will. Me too. But all I'm saying is don't rule it out. Because if they can sack Alain Prost, they can sack Lewis Hamilton. Nobody, no team member is above the team at Ferrari. Trust me. Trust me. Yes. If they think you need sacking, you will be sacked. You have to be very, very careful at Ferrari, I'll tell you. Very, very... And judging by the radio calls, I think Lewis is skating on very thin ice at the moment. He needs to be careful. He needs to just dial it back a little bit. Because he's not doing himself any favours. Hamilton loved Bottas because Bottas was cack. 6 crest right over 7 jump sharp left onto bridge. Yes. 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 Love it. Love it. But no, WRC gets my recommendation. I thought it was going to be rubbish. I'm glad I didn't buy it when it first came out because I can understand that it probably would have been quite horrendous. But as I say, it feels pretty decent now. Pretty decent. So I can't comment on the price, unfortunately, because I've already bought it. So, yeah, I'd have to look externally. It was near perfect 9 out of 10 titles. I'd pissed myself laughing beyond belief if Red Bull sacked Christian Horner and Horner then goes to Ferrari and he sacks Hamilton on his first day. Yes, what a scenario that would be, Mr. Will F1. What a scenario that would be, wouldn't it, eh? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bottas was rubbish at Mercedes for the most part. He never contributed to any championship except maybe 2021 Constructors win. Hamilton and Hulkenberg would win 10 out of 10 titles probably. Come on, he did. Possibly not in 2020 though. Hamilton won that on his own. Ifs, buts, maybes, we can do that with any scenario. No, he didn't. 2021 was only the time Mercedes actually needed Bottas to enough results to win the Constructors, and he still shite that season. Stop fanboying over Bottas, it's embarrassing. I mean, they pretty much needed him in 17 too. Not really, they won the Constructors in 2017 by 145 points. Oh, it's getting spicy. Spicy. It's getting spicy, TB. Getting spicy. There's less successful people, at least he got 10 wins in the top class. Shut up about Bottas, please. This is literally the only sport where we can discredit winners. Lando Norris is never winning the championship. Mercedes only needed Bottas in 2021 to crest Verstappen out of Hungary. Oh, shut up. Oh, here we go, says Blind and Blessing. I know. It's like Harry Hill all over again. Will F1? Mr. Rugara? I wonder who would win in a fight. Well, let's find out. Fight! Prime Ralph Schumacher is better than Lando Norris. Yes, absolutely. Well, whatever the case, what happened happened, and it would also be the end of the all seasons. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Yes, it would. Be the end of the all seasons rubbish. Prime Mark Webber is better than Lando Norris. Stroll equals Alonso in 2025. To be fair, both Ralph and Bottas like to... I see what you did there and stop it. Alonso has lost 20 points this season due to bad luck. I've lost it now. 2025 will be Stroll's last season, in my opinion. You could be right there, Will. You could be right. In fact, he could be gone soon. Maybe his hand injury could be worse than what we think, and he may not heal, and he could say, that's it, I'm out. Who knows? Ocon, Alonso over the last 2 years. Zul, Bottas then. Well, no, because Bottas beat him twice. Alonso would have absolutely smashed in 2022 in the championship stands if his car didn't stop failing him all the time. Now I'm playing with both of those. You must like Kieran Smith regarding Alonso then. Spain and France, absolute madness. Right, Paddock 69 says 160 horsepower is the difference with ERS. Yes, it is. Yes, 160 horsepower, which is a lot. I mean that Microphone, will you stop going to the red? Thank you. It's me. I'm talking too loud. Let's back it off a little bit. Right, there you go. 160 is basically, back in my day, a Fiesta XR2. Yes. That was 160 brake horsepower. I'm sure it was. That's the difference. You've got an extra Fiesta XR2 at their disposal. In fact, that's it. They should just call that button XR2 button and be done with it. Don't call it ERS, just call it XR2. Yes. And everyone in England will know what they're on about. That's a huge difference, isn't it? 160 horsepower. Really is. Sainz Norris, Hulkenberg Norris. Lol, he's kind of funny even though he's wrong most of the time, but you know, trade-offs. Hope to try out the old Colin McRae rally after all this. Yes, go for it. Go for it. I'm currently playing Colin McRae 2 for the original PS1. Yes. I'm not doing very well, I must admit. The rear end, steady Paddock 69, the rear end is very loose and floaty, and I don't remember it being that way. But obviously it was. I've just forgotten because I haven't played it for years. But yeah, it's very floaty at the rear, very floaty. And I'm on standard setups because I think that's all I did on the Colin McRae game. I don't remember ever altering the setups, but yeah, very floaty on the rear end, very floaty. But I'm getting used to it. But yeah, great game. The original Colin McRae 2 on PS1. The graphics, it's hard to look at PS1 graphics these days. It really is. It's hard to look because you just get so used to all these fantastic graphics in the modern games, and then you go back to a PS1 with its big blocky textures, and you're like, no, it hurts my eyes. It hurts my eyes. Take it away now. Take it away. But of course, it's still got that enduring charm because it's what we all remember. So when you play it, you go all fuzzy inside because you're like, oh, I remember this. But I have to say, PS1 graphics are they're just starting now to sort of where you look at it and go, ooh. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I used to play with two bloody paddles and a ball jumping from one side of the screen to the next. I mean, that was me. That was my main entertainment back in the day. So it doesn't bother me. But I'm just saying, for the younger generations now, looking at PS1 games, it must be like, oh my god, what the? Especially someone who's only played on like PS5 or PS4, and then they suddenly get shown a PS1 game, they'd be like, what the hell is this? But yeah, very enjoyable game, Colin McRae 2. Norris, well, Hulkenberg, to be honest. Kieran Smith isn't funny, he's a knob and not the only one. Jarno Trulli is better than Lando Norris. Yes, in qualifying and holding people up at least. That's true. He's a legend. There are loads of legends that are knobs. One finished 10th on Sunday. Whoa! No joke. Like someone on Chazza HD stream said recently, you're not funny and stop. TNT Sports. Oh, thank you. That's what Le Mans is on now. Is it TNT Sports? Eurosport is TNT Sports now. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I don't know if I don't think I get TNT Sports because you have to pay for it, don't you? Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. I won't be able to watch Le Mans. That's a shame. That's a shame. But you can get it at the FIA WEC site. I expect there'll be sites online showing it. I might go onto one of those. I only watch it during the night stages. I don't like it during the day. It's boring. But the night's just brilliant, especially the commentary as well, because there's really not much you can commentate on when the cars are going around at night. But they always find some really great commentary to put in during the night because they go in depth to, you know, like past races, and they talk about loads of other topics not even connected with Le Mans, but it's just brilliant. Just a brilliant night of So yeah, he's full of absolute cack. Hamilton is bigger than the sport, though, so I don't know. Not anymore. Oh. Nobody is bigger than the sport. Like, I bet more people know Lewis Hamilton than Formula One itself. F1 was 57 years old when Hamilton made his debut. Hamilton brings in too much marketing cash to Ferrari to sack him, most likely. True. And yet I think he's bigger than the sport. Winning races and championships is better marketing. That's because you're also a Hamilton fan. Super Smash Brothers. I'm trying to get my head around the fact that Piastri is likely going to be champion. He's only been in the sport for 5 minutes. Yeah, it's, what was it, 2023? 2023, was that his first season? I think so. Yeah, 2023. And yes, it looks like he's going to be world champion. But then, who else have been world champions pretty fast? Lewis Hamilton. Yes, he was world champion pretty quick, wasn't he? Or was it 2008? And he joined in 2007, didn't he? So only 1 year later for Hamilton. Actually, that's a good thing to look up. Here we go. The fastest time a driver has won a championship was in fact Ayrton Senna, who won his first title in his first season with McLaren. Yes, but he wasn't in. He didn't start in McLaren, did he? Has a rookie ever won the world championship? Yes, Giuseppe Farini won the inaugural Formula One championship in 1950. He was a rookie. There you go. He was a rookie. List of Formula One world champions. Look at this. Look at this. All the champions. Some of these I remember because I was there. Shh. Giuseppe Farina in 1950 in the Alfa Romeo. Fangio in 51. Alberto Ascari in the Ferrari. Fangio again. Look at Fangio. Complete domination. 54, 55, 56, 57. Look at that. Great to see. Yes, he was the Lewis Hamilton of his time. Mike Hawthorne. Some of these names. Jack Brabham, Phil Hill, Graham Hill, Jim Clark, John Surtees, Denny Him, whatever you want to say it. Jackie Stewart. Yes, Jackie Stewart. Jochen Richt, or Jochen Rinkt, however you want to say it. Emerson Fittipaldi, Niki Lauda, James Hunt, look at that, 1976, the only time he won the World Championship. Fantastic, in a McLaren. Mario Andretti, Jody Scheckter, Alan Jones, Nelson Piquet, Keke Prost, no, Keke Rosberg, Alain Prost, Nelson Piquet, Ayrton Senna. Nigel Mansell. It's Mansell. Then, of course, we got Michael Schumacher, Damon Hill, Jack Villeneuve, Mika Häkkinen, and, of course, we got the Michael Schumacher dominant era, 2000 to 2004. Look at that. And then Fernando Alonso in that dominant Renault. Oh, my God, that Renault. What a wonderful car that was. Kimi Räikkönen in 2007 and Lulu 2008, second year in Formula 1. Jenson Button 2009 in the Brawn. Then the Sebastian Vettel dominance for 2010, 11, 12, 13. Sebastian Vettel in the Red Bull Renault. Then we got Lulu. And look at that. That would be a perfect record if that damn Rosberg hadn't come out and spoiled the show in 2016. That damn Rosberg. Anyway, there he is. Look. Dominant. All in the Mercedes. Look at that. Well, apart from his first win, of course, which was in the McLaren. But it was still a McLaren Mercedes. And then, of course, now we got Maxi Boy Verstappen, 4 times world champion. Not going to be the 5th. It'd be a miracle if it's a 5th time. I'd say a miracle. So we're going to have Oscar's pastry at the bottom, right there, underneath Verstappen. Oscar's pastry. Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. I don't even like him. I just think more people know Hamilton than the sport. That's all I mean. That's because Hamilton is a right show-off. Stroll has been stroking to... Stroll has been stroking too much. Is that why he's got a bad hand? Oh. Whatever the case, the facts are the facts. You act like stats are absolutely everything and show exactly who good every driver is. Ready for Carmen Jorda's debut at Canada? Yes, I am. I'd love to see Carmi at Canada. Yes. Now, what's that video you were watching where you said it was full of sexist smut and I should be cancelled? Personally, I don't know what you're talking about. Let me put my headphones on. Here it is, everyone. This was like, I don't know. How long ago did I make this? 8 years ago. Wow. Well, all I can say is the drugs were better then. So what the hell is going on in this video? I can't remember. Christmas special. Is that the start of it? Oh yes. And I've got to mute that, I want to get copyrighted. Look at this. Is this still... Yeah, it is. I get copyrighted. Wow, look at this. Look at this, everyone. Special guest, the real Carmen Jorda. Oh my goodness. Is it going to start?
Oh everyone, and welcome to the Carmen Jorda Christmas special. Yes, it is really me. I have had to disguise my voice so Dave won't get millions of views and gets enough money to get a plane ticket to Spain. Oh wait, I can hear a noise. I think Dave wants to get out of the box. Let's take the gag off as well.
Oh God, thank you, Mrs. Jordan. I hate to say this, but I know I said you could put me in the box, but you forgot to put any air holes in it.
I didn't forget.
Oh, Mrs. Jordan, that's so cool. But the thing I want to know is how on earth did you eventually find me? How did you find me?
I looked you up on Google. You know you can find out anything on Google. It said #1 volcano lair. The rest was easy.
Oh, God, I really must change my address. It's getting too easy for people to find me now. Too easy. But now you've got me, Mrs. Jordan. What do you want to do with me, please? What are you going to do with me?
Did you really think?
Now, the thing about this is, I could actually do a real voice now in AI. Stop it, everyone out there. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? I know. Just think of the perverted shit I could get up to with AI.
Think you were going to get away with all your sexist bullshit forever? Now it is payback time, and I am doing it for the girls. It's time you were taught a lesson. Here I have a present for you first.
You've got a present for me? Oh my God, Mrs. Jordan. Well, it is Christmas after all. What have you got me now? What have you got me? Oh wait, what are you doing down there? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh Jesus. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. That's a little bit tight, Mrs. Jordan. Oh no, that's very tight. Oh God. This was 2016, wasn't it? Yeah. Wait a minute, what's that? Why have we got Knight Rider? What's going on? Yeah. Kit?
Yes, Michael.
Oh my God, I've been wanting to say this since I was 12 years old. Super Pursuit Mode. Haha, that's better. I'm going so fast now, I'm bound to beat Mrs. Jordan's time. Oh my God, wait a minute, I think I'm going so fast, I may be going back in time. Help! Oh my God, where the hell have I ended up? Oh my goodness, I'm inside Carmen Jordan's mother's womb. Oh look, there's Carmen. Oh, she still looks cute. Activate fault transference beam. Carmen Jordan. In 2016, you will be visited by a crazy wide-eyed old bald man who claims to be Dave from F1 Games PlayStation. You will learn to love this man. You will marry him, and you will have 14 children. The first 2 will be twin boys, and you will call them Fernando and Alonso. And you will love this man forever and ever. But best of all, you will like one of his tweets. Okay, that ought to do it. Let's get back to 2016. Engage time circuits. Aha, so now I'm back to 2016. What the fuck even is this? Oh, wait a minute. Why am I still tied naked to it? What the hell is what went? Joe? Joe?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I have been kidnapped by Carmen Jordan, and she has me tied naked to a chair, glistening.
Dave, relax. Do you know what you really need right now?
No, tell me, Joe. What do I need right now?
Have you ever heard of simple sales auto consignment?
No, Joe. What's that?
Well, guess what? If you have a car or truck to sell, then all you need to do is call Simple Sales Auto.
Oh, God, Jesus. That's enough of that, Dave. Wow. I don't think he's the GOAT, but I do think he might be bigger than the sport. I'm amazed Bottas hasn't declared better than Leclerc. Hamilton isn't bigger than the sport. No driver's above or bigger than the sport. Guys like Fangio and Clark, like we know them, but unless you properly do history, how big are they really? Move on now, this is becoming boring. No. Dwayne talks more sense than saying, no doubt. Colin McRae too, harder than concrete to control. Yes, I'll tell you what, you're right there. You are right there. It is harder than concrete to control. I agree with you. I remember I used to do pretty well on that, but I don't know how. Oh dear, so he's a Hamilton fan. Also played Toker again recently. Managed to drag a Nissan to second at Silverstone. Another very hard game to control. Will says Hamilton fan alert recently. Yorkshireman Oliver Rowland would drag it to first, says Will F1. Yes, I like it. I like it. Wonder where Dane is then. Not with its CAC handling model. Although being Yorkshireman, he'll be used to driving tractors. Yorkshireman Oliver owns the best British racing driver of 2025. Vettel was champion in his third season. Nelson Piquet entered F1 in 1979 and was champion in 1981. Thank you for that, Mr. Helium Trophy. Schumacher and Vettel were champions in their third full season. Villeneuve champion in his second season. Alonso champion in his fourth season. And imagine Senna in that 96 Williams. Yeah, just imagine Senna in that 96 Williams. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. 1988 was Senna's fifth season. You need to put in fastest time from debut to first championship. That's right. I should have done. Senna wins every race in that 1996 Williams car except Spain or any other mechanical failures. Lewis Hamilton is Formula One's LeBron James, possibly Sebastian Vettel is Steph Curry. Hunt was definitely a lightning in a bottle champion. Yes, he was. Jax 2. Damon Hill almost won in his second full season. McLaren had the fastest car in 2005, but the car was ridiculously unreliable. Raikkonen absolutely amazing on every level that year. Fernando Alonso might be the new New York Giants if he was a football team. 2006, Alonso beat Schumacher fair and square. Alonso was the best driver that year in my opinion. Paddock 43 career mode. Stop giving me ideas. Please stop giving me ideas. Paddock 43 career mode. Interesting. Red Bull should give Susie Wolff the drive if Verstappen gets a ban. Yes, they should. Give it to Susie Wolff. Can't do that, can you? Because she might take some secrets and there might be some pillow talk between her and Toto. Yes. I've been watching the Georgia career mode again. Made me want to replay 2016. Yes. Vettel could be the New England Patriots. What are you talking about? Just thinking of certain drivers were like other athletes or teams. What would there be? Don't know why these comparisons are important. Not really, just felt like doing it. Get Carmen Jordan to commentate on a race on this all season's rubbish. Yes. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Are they in here as well? Well, welcome along, Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Yes, you're always welcome. How are those 14 children getting on? Yeah, they're doing fine, thanks, doing fine. It's the plant pot. Yes, it's the plant pot. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'll let you into a little secret on that. I really, really, really had to persuade Joe to do that. He was really reluctant to be on camera. He was all for it until I explained the scenario where it was going to cut to him and I was going to be tied naked to a chair. I think he thought that he was actually going to cut to me actually sitting tied. I said, no, Joe, I'm just... It just be in my head that I'm... And you won't actually see... And he was like, oh, okay then. Okay, I'll do it. But I think he thought I was actually going to cut to me, and he was like, no, you're fighting the dog. But it all worked out well in the end. Yeah, it did. Bottas could be Everton. Dave knows nothing about football. This is true. I do know absolutely nothing about football. Absolutely nothing. Yes. Yes. Sophia Flörsch for the Red Bull seat. Sophia Flörsch for the Red Bull seat. Yes. I want to see that happen. Yes. And as you've just happened to mention her name, we've got to look her up now on Instagram, and it's all your fault because I wasn't going to, but you forced me to now. You forced me to now. I think I follow her. I'm pretty sure I do. There she is. Now, in my humble and personal opinion, just move the chat out the way for a moment because we don't want to cover over Sophia Flörsch, do we? In my personal opinion, if anyone deserves to be in Formula One, I think it is Sophia Flörsch. Don't forget, she was the woman in that horrendous crash from a few years ago. Horrendous crash. She had pins and half her spine put back together again. Now, for a lot of people, that would have been game over. But she decided, no, I'll just carry on. And that's exactly what she's doing. And I think, some of these pictures are rather nice, I must admit. But some of them are very nice. Yes. Very nice indeed. Yes, so I think Sophia Flörsch definitely deserves, if I can stop drooling, definitely deserves a chance in Formula One. Now, she's also got a YouTube channel. Go check her out on her YouTube channel because she's very, how can I put it? I'm trying to find the right words. Understated. There's very little, over the topness. Let's put it that way. That you get from some of these F1 YouTubers. Oh my God, some of them are just ridiculous. I mean, that F1 games PlayStation guy. Jesus, bigora. But yeah, these are very nice. These are very nice indeed. I must admit, very nice indeed. And I think out of all the current, she definitely deserves a chance at Formula One, I must admit. Sophia Flörsch, everyone, if you don't know who she is, these are anyway. Go check her out. I just did. Don't let Susie into the WhatsApp group. She'd kick the cat out of Horner. Yes, she would. We are forever in debt to Jorda's greatness. We are forever in debt to Jorda's greatness. Yes. The thing is, though, you've got to look at it like this. She was right. And everybody laughed at her. Everybody ridiculed her. Everybody said she was wrong, including fellow female motorsport people. They also, in fact, someone that she was supporting called Martia Garcia, another Spanish racing driver. I think she was in like F3 or something. I can't remember. And she was really bigging her up. Carmen Jorda started liking her tweets and stuff like that. And she was really bigging her up. Even she came out and ridiculed Carmen Jorda. In case you didn't know, Carmen Jorda said the only way we can get females into motorsport is if we have an all-female championship. And she was ridiculed. She was laughed at. Everybody went, don't be silly. Even her own peers, her own people in the sport. Marta Garcia completely stabbed her in the back. And said, no, this is not right at all. That's exactly what she said. No, this is not right at all. Now, what have we got? The W Series. Just for women. So, she was right. Obviously, it's not F1 for women, which was probably what she was really talking about, but it is still a series just for women. So she was right. So well done, Carmi. Don't worry about the haters. Just you carry on. Hey, I've brought you Marion Bruce and yes, you have. Cool. That's me every time I watch a Carry On film. Cool. Oh, matron. All right, I love the Carry On films. Okay. Their humour appeals to me. I don't like the later ones. They were horrible, absolute rubbish. But the classic '60s Carry On films, yes, were absolutely brilliant. Infamy. They've all got it, infamy. Good old Kenneth Williams. Brilliant. Yes, I just love the humour, and I love more the fact that the Carry On films are just like ridiculed so much these days, and they're regarded as being so un-PC. That's why I like them even more, because it's just brilliant. Really is. They were great, and my sense of humour was just appeals to a Carry On film. It really does. Let's see Sophie during a workout. All right. I think I had some there, didn't we? Didn't we have some pictures of... Oh, hang on. I better close that off. Sophie doing a workout. Let's make myself a bit smaller. That's not what she said. So there you go. There's Sophie doing a workout. There you go. I suppose you want me to say what you put into the chat now, don't you? Cure. If YouTube ever finds this, they're going to so ban me. There she is. There's Sophie doing a workout. Let's see if we can find her doing another workout. There she is. I hope she doesn't see this, because I do follow her. And if she says, she's going to be so mad. She's going to be so mad at me. Any more Sophie Flourish workouts? Oh, I don't know. Can't see any. She obviously must work out a lot. I've obviously been a racing driver, but she very sensibly doesn't post that many of workouts, because she knows what she knows the score with social media. She knows the dirty little pervs. Look, there she is. She's working out again. Oh, lads, it's a video. Grah! Yeah, baby, yeah. Is there sound? I probably can't do the sound because it's probably copyright.
This part of my life is called peace.
That's all I can do. Yes, baby, yes. Work those balls. Oh, Jesus, big guy. Oh. Right, that's enough of that. That's... Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Get Bernie Eccleston on this all season's rubbish. Yeah. I think there was some of that on her channel. Yeah. Great idea, KD. The Macoo crash was horrendous. Hello, Mr. Mod79. Welcome to the street. Yes, it was horrendous. Absolutely. I'm actually surprised she walked away. Well, she didn't walk. That's a very poor choice of words there, Dave, because she didn't walk away from that, did she? As I say, she ended up in hospital and having parts of her spine reconstructed, but she was very lucky to still be alive, let's put it that way. When does the Carmen restraining order end? Never. She's got it for life. We need some music to set the mood. 2,100, I bet. What's the music you used to put on for Carmi's workouts? Oh, I can't remember. Who was why has Dave never got the... How has Dave never got the... I don't know. She's all laid up in bed with a broken heart. Ah, Jesus, big. Right, how are we doing on time? Oh, it's 11 o'clock, everyone. It's 11 o'clock. Almost time to go. Let's just have a quick look at what I was supposed to be talking about. No, not Sophia Flörsch. Go away now. Go away. Later. Maybe. Right. What have I got? F1 news. Let's have a quick look at that. See if there's anything happening in the world of news. What have we got? Top stories. F1 Q&A. Max Verstappen and George Russell incident. Hello. Where's me chat gone? There it is. I disappeared you for a moment there, chat. I do apologise. I pressed a button by mistake. Max Verstappen and George Russell incident. Oh, it's just like a podcast, isn't it, or something? Who could stand in for Verstappen? Oh, we've been debating that. Who do you reckon they're going to say? Several drivers. Who do we reckon? Right, there we go. Will's top choice. Isaac Hazur. He's one. Liam Lawson. I very much doubt they put Liam in there, considering of his performance levels, to be honest. What the bloody hell's this? I can't even begin to pronounce that name. Ayumi Awasa. That's my butchered attempt. Ayumi Awasa. Is he some kind of... Oh, he's in the Red Bull Junior Drivers Program. Yeah, but he's never driven a Formula 1 car. That's going to be a baptism of fire to put him in a bloody Red Bull, isn't it? Baptism of fire, that would be. I can't see him doing that. Arvid Lindblad. Something like that, anyway. He's also in the young drivers pool. Yeah, but you can't put a rookie in the Red Bull seat. It's not going to work. Daniel Ricciardo, the honey badger. We've almost forgotten. Well, we had almost forgotten about Daniel Ricciardo. Yes, he could be a possibility, Former Red Bull driver. Oh my goodness. Daniel Ricciardo. Sergio Perez, yes, he's been mentioned in the chat. He could. Yeah, he's not really top of the, and that's it, is it? He's not really top of the pops, is he? And I can't be disastrous to put those rookies in that car, especially as it's set up just for Max. That would be an absolute disaster. Yeah, I think out of all those picks, to be honest, it's Isaac. It's got to be Isaac, isn't it? Really, he's the best man for the job. Plain and simple, he's the best man for the job. If you're not going to go outside of your own driver's pool, that is, and start going for something stupid like Valtteri, he's the best man for the job. Pure and simple. Yeah, I'd like to see Isaac in that car. Just thinking about that now, I'd like to see him in that car. I'd like to see what he can do. I mean, it's only going to be for one race. But yeah, Isaac Hajar. There you go. Oops. I know the top stories has moved. Max Verstappen lost his mind in moment, claims Steiner. Gunter Steiner. Oh, here comes Gunter Steiner. After a thought to himself of I'm fluked, as he got out of shape on the Spanish Grand Prix restart, Max Verstappen then lost his mind in the clash with George Russell, believes Gunter Steiner. It looked like Verstappen was on his way to a P3 finish despite a valiant effort with a three-stop strategy versus McLaren, but a late safety car instigated by an engine failure for Mercedes Kimi Antonelli was the trigger for Verstappen's race to unravel. Oh. Being told to give up P4 to Russell by race engineer Gianpiero Lambisi was the final straw for Verstappen, who rather than yielding at turn 5 like it appeared he was shaped up to do, got back on the power and hit the side of Russell's Mercedes, triggering him into a 4 times loop-the-loop and ended up in an exploding fireball off in the next... No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Only in my head. Only in my head. He just sort of went... boop, boof, boof. Buff. Reflecting on the Verstappen-Russell incident during the Red Flags podcast, ex-Haas team principal and Red Bull technical operations director Gunther Steiner said, I think Verstappen, lost his mind there. He was not used to that. He was so upset about the tyres they put him on. I think that triggered it. And not many drivers, when he got on the gas and got sideways at the restart, there were not many drivers who could catch a car like this. This was pretty brutal. He caught it, but obviously in his mind he was like, I'm done here. I'm fluked. And just then he couldn't get it together anymore. It was weird because he's a little temperamental, but not this much. And so Steiner concluded Max, just in the end there, he did everything that would normally he shouldn't be doing. He acknowledged his incident as not right. There you go. Not right, he said. Not right. Right, what else we got quickly? Lewis Hamilton lost and stuck in a hole. Is he? Is he? Someone go find Lulu. He's lost and stuck in a hole. Yes. Just off the M6, somewhere near Bridge Norton. Yes. Oh dear. There we go. There we go. F1 news. The other report I was going to give you, but I've already talked about it, so I won't go into it, is that, of course, EA Sports have denied the F1 license renewal, but I've already talked about that, so we can go. This was just what I wanted to read out. This was from EA themselves, and they said, through no fault of the website, the information was incorrect. We have no information regarding the 2-year option at this time. That's all. That comes from EA themselves. Very, very weird. Very, very weird indeed. Right, let's get on to Will's favourite part of the show. Yes, it's time for the... If my page didn't look like the 1990s. Time for the driver standings. Yes. Oh, God. Go away. I don't want to watch your stupid F1 movie. It's bad to be crap because Brad Pitt's in it. Oscar's Pastries in the lead with 186 points. Lando Norris in second with 176. Max Verstappen in third with 137. George and Russell in fourth with 111 points. And then we go to the ones underneath 100 points. We got Charles Leclerc in fifth in the Ferrari with 94. Lulu is in sixth with 71. Seventh for Kimi Antonelli with 48 points. That's quite a drop. And then Alexander Albon is in 8th position with 42 points. Isaac Hajur is in 9th place with 21. SD Bestie in 10th with 20 points. Then we got Nico in 11th with 16 points. Lance Stroll. Ow! Ow! My hand hurts. It's in 12th position with 14 points. Carlos Sainz in 13th with 12 points. Pierre Gasly in 14th with 11 points. Yuki Tsunoda in 15th with 10 points. I'm getting excited because I know what's coming up. 16th place is Oliver Behrman with 6 points. 17th is Liam Lawson with 4 points. And in 18th position is Fernando Alonso with 2 World Championship points. Yes, Fernando, you've done it. Oh, my lad. My lad, you've done it, my lad. You've got out of loser town. And the 3 losers currently in Formula 1. One of them isn't even in Formula 1 anymore, apart from as a reserve driver. We've got Gabriel Bortoleto, Jack Doohan and Franco Colapinto. He's on loan for 5 rounds. I think he's just done 3 of those. 2 more to go to prove how good he is. And he hasn't got a point. So, yes. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Right, that's your point situation. I've done it. Just for you, Mr. Will F1. And it's time for me to say au revoir, adieu, goodbye. She's all laid up in bed with a broken heart. Yes. It's a F1 Games PlayStation is a bad man. A little bit like that few drivers last week. I am a very bad man. A very bad... Look, I'm sorry. I say what I see. And that's all I can say. I say what I see. I saw Sophia Blush. That's the one. I saw Sophia Flush playing with some balls. And that was it for me. That was it for me. I just had to make that comment. So there you go. I say what I see. That's all I can say. Dave lives in Chatham. That's why he's never been to jail. That's true. That's true. Our jails are overcrowded, full to capacity, so they haven't got room for me. Hajar's the only option they really have. Yeah, Monaco should always abandon the F1 calendar. I can't believe that people are still debating whether this is a big issue or not. A driver deliberately crashing into another driver is a massive issue and should be treated as such. It's a disgrace. Max is on 136 as far as I'm concerned. Goat stroll in the words of Ben Hocking. There you go. There you go. Right, anyway, that's it for me. Thanks so much for joining me tonight on another Hookster Talks. Another 2 hours just absolutely swept by. And to think I was sitting here falling asleep with TB right at the start of the stream because I thought no one's going to turn up. No one was going to turn up, but here we all are once again. So, it's my sad duty to inform you there is no Formula One this week. No. What are you going to do with your weekend now? There's no Formula One. No. Here's a suggestion. Why don't you go outside? Don't take me. It's not, why don't you go outside? And when you go outside the door, don't be scared. It's okay. It's not really that scary. Sit there and go, I'm breathing that outside air, you know? Because I expect it's been quite a while since you've actually breathed outside air, but give it a big old puff into your lungs and go, ah, yes. Yes. And then go, oh, fuck this, I'm going back inside. We need a Chatham Grand Prix to replace Monaco. Oh my God. There'd be no wheels on the cars though, that's the trouble. No wheels on the cars, and you wouldn't need chicanes because it'd just be dodge the drug addict. Yeah, dodge the drug addict, that's what it would be, yes. Dodge the drug addict. Dodge the... It's getting too late in the day now. I'm not getting the words out. Dodge the drug addict. Make it illegal for TB to wear clothes. Okay, Will. I'm making it that TB, you are now not allowed to wear clothes. Done it. Like TMY says, keep Monaco. Thank fuck for that. Touch grass. Lol. Monaco needs to stay. Correct. Monaco is past its sell-by date. Yeah. And talking about past its sell-by date, it's time for me to go. Did you like that? Did you like that? I thought I'd get that in before you lot did. Monaco needs to stay. Just think of some ideas to make it more interesting. No, it isn't. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me tonight on another Hookster Talks. As I say, there's no Grand Prix this weekend, so unfortunately you'll have to find something else to do. Yes, you will. Anyway, thanks so much for everyone joining me tonight. We've had Mr. Will F1 in there. We've had Paddock 69. We've had KD's opinion is past its sell-by date. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Spacey, spacey, spacey. Dave is more relevant than Monaco. Yes. And good, says Mr. Rugara. Well, if I'm more relevant than Monaco, there's no hope for Monaco. That's all I can say. Anyway, thanks to Mr. Rugara for being in the chat. Paddock69, Will F1. Who else did we have? Mr. Helium Trophy, of course. Who can forget him? Mod79, thank you for joining me, sir. Who else have we got? I've a sneaky suspicion. Oh, Mr. Plynel Plessy. Oh my goodness, almost forgot Plynel Plessy. Yes. Wow, what a disaster that would have been if I'd forgotten Plynel Plessy. But I think that's everyone. Just scrolling up now, scrolling up now, scrolling up now. I can't go any more than that. But yes, that is everyone. Monaco's a tip anyway. Well, it would be. It's full of rich people. Stop constantly moaning, KD, about Monaco. Spacey. Housing there is atrocious. There you go. You know, I'm coming to the conclusion that I think I'm getting very close to actually making a Discord up. So all you lot can just sit there and debate all these issues amongst yourselves. I think it may be time for me to start a Discord. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea or not. But I think it's getting close now to a Discord, because clearly everyone's got an opinion and there isn't enough space here for you to put your opinions on. So I may have to start a Discord. Oh wowzers. Even worse than that, I think I can link the Discord to my PS5. Oh my god. Monaco is fantastic, says Helium Trophy. There you go. You heard it here first. Monaco is fantastic. Yes. Correct, Helium Trophy, says Will F1. There you go. Paddock 69 says only when you stop gassing up Roland. Monaco needs to stay, says Will F1. Did anyone actually watch the Monaco races in the last decade or so? Yes, me, says Helium Trophy. There you go. I don't know what I still got my headphones on for. Put them over there. There you go. Mr. Helium Trophy watched it. So, yah boo to you, he says. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you all you lovely people out there, as I say. Unfortunately, no Grand Prix this weekend, so you have to find something else to do, won't you? Yeah, well, want to cut the grass. Cut the grass. Yeah, that's something to do, isn't it? Yeah, cut the grass. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Oh my goodness. Just as I say that, we've got a brand new person into the stream. Hello, Mr. Yuki Taramelli. Hang on a minute. We let's just have a little. Let's just have a little. Oh no! This is not. I do apologise, Mr. Yuki, but I do get a lot of pretend people on here who come on here pretending to be other people. But you look very genuine. So, welcome to the stream. I love quality in Monaco, but the race is so boring. Yes, and once again, at the last round of Monaco, it happened again. The qualifying was excellent, and the race was very boring. You seriously think that load of cack is acceptable for F1's image? It was a disaster. Getting rid of Monaco because F1 cars are shit would be even worse than the sport's reputation. Hello to you. Well, hello to you, Mr. Yuki. KD absolutely hates Monaco. Surely not, Will. Whatever gave you that impression? No, I didn't get that. I'm just here to have fun because I love F1. I like that. I'm just here to have fun because I love F1. That's a good one. I like that. That's almost as good as the headline to my channel, because I'm gonna promote it. I'm gonna promote it now because we've got a new person here. Because I'm anything but not subtle. Here's my new channel. Here's my YouTube channel. It says F1 Games Play Test, and underneath it says having fun with Formula One. Did you like that? Yeah, I invented that back in the 70s, and I just stuck with it. Yes, having fun with Formula One. This is my YouTube channel, as you can see, Mr. Yuki. Yes, I'm on 1.93 million subscribers. What? and I've made 2,500 videos. 2,500 videos. Now you might think that's not a lot, but you've got to look. We've got to look at our Lord Master of F1 YouTube. Where is he? Come on, I'm subscribed to him. He should be there. There he is. Here's our Lord and Master. Everyone now, we must pray for the great man, Mr. Araver. Mr. Araver. Anyone who does YouTube for F1, we always have to bow down to Mr. Araver. There he is, Mr. Araver. Now, Mr. Araver basically uploads every single day. Every single day, basically. Sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he does it every other day, but basically, at the moment, because he's on F125, it's every single day, as you can see. Look, sometimes twice a day he's uploading. Yes. Twice a day. Twice a day, sometimes. He's made 4.9k videos. So I think, because the fact that I don't upload every day, I think I've done pretty well with 2,500. Pretty well. Yes, round of applause for Dave. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right. Building to the harbour is the only option left for that place, otherwise get rid. Albert Park can have the title of street race, it's difficult to overtake at. Make the cars more practical for racing and overtaking. Few would miss Monaco if it was gone. TMY would stop watching F1 if Monaco goes. Damn, that's good. Well, thank you, Mr. Yuki. You can't make the cars that much smaller with all the safety and engine requirements. On my F1 calendar, I might have 2 Monaco races just to piss KD off. You can do it just the right way. Josh will still watch. The only time he won't is if the series is gone. Maybe even 3, a reverse race at Monaco. Have you heard Josh say how much he has hated F1 at times in recent years? Yes. 1,000 of which was only because you were begging to stay in the partner program. Oh, that's outrageous, sir. Absolutely outrageous. I wasn't begging at all. No, wasn't begging at all. Look, I'll prove it. Oh, that's not right. What the hell was this? I can't even remember this one. 1,000 sub special. Hang on. What was this one all about? I honestly can't remember these videos, you know, because I after a while they all go into a blur. They all go into a blur. They really do. I might have to cut this because there'll probably be audio. Oh, strong sexual themes. Love it. Yeah, it's got the old prude. It's got the old... I can just do seconds of this at a time. Oh, did you see that cut there between Gran Turismo and Formula One. That was seamless. Seamless. I'm going to do that again just to show you. Look. Seamless cut. Here we go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Who says I'm not professional? Who says I'm not a professional? Anyway, does it actually start at some point? Oh, here we go. Oh no, YouTube. Something terrible has happened. Dave's only gone and got 1,000 subscribers. And here is a message now for all small YouTubers. That's Barack Obama. To 1,000 subscribers. We will not give up without a fight. We will not drift off into the night. We are going to live on. We are going to survive. Because this is our Independence Day. Yes, 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 yes! Oh my god. 1,000 subscribers. Oh, but Jesus. How the hell am I going to be able to talk to all of them? Help! Help! I need a PA. I need a personal assistant. Someone help me. I can't talk to everyone, you know. Dave's only got enough love to go round for a few. Hello, what's this? Really? What's his name then? Oh no, actually it's a woman. It's Susan Let's just call her Susie, shall we? Oh, you got a picture, mate? Yes, I have, as it happens. Oh dear. Oh dear. That hasn't aged very well at all, has it? Because unfortunately Susie, how I understand it, has actually passed away. Yes, so we'll gloss over that bit. But obviously this is a video from 7 years ago. But yes, unfortunately Susie Wisnicki, who was the boss of YouTube, has sadly passed on. Let me go past that bit then. 49 years old, lives in London and likes scuba diving, caring for animals and little fluffy bunny. Is that it? And the lights go out on the... Oh! Season's career mode and it's go, go, go!
Sleep like a baby, my little lady.
Okay, now that was something, wasn't it? I don't know what the hell that was. Right, anyway, I'm out of it. Jeez Louise. Josh will still watch. We all do, Will. Yeah, we still watch. It's going to happen. Monaco to start an F1 calendar 2050. You were sobbing like a baby. Every racing game series that goes to Monaco is good racing. The track isn't the problem. It's these F1 cars that are the problem, but we'll just blame the circuit anyways. Because F1 cars need more things in them than almost any other motorsport. Hence why they got bigger. They need to be smaller, but they're never going to be able to make them much smaller. Pre-2017 size would be suitable enough. It was still horrendous before then. It wasn't horrendous. Monaco is unique. I love your content, but it's late here. Hope you have a nice evening. See you. No problem, Yuki. Thank you very much. It's very late here as well. So thanks for joining me. Thanks very much. Proved how bad the circuit is. As Nico Holgerberg said, stop crying. Fresh tyres and a fast water car, yet couldn't even attempt to overtake. You've made it very clear you don't like Monaco. Just leave it now. Never, because he was racing against Senna. The worst thing about the circuit, Oliver Rowan has never won around here. Monaco, the crazy wet races, still find the race horrendously boring. Okay, lads, I'm going to have to go now. Okay, he has. I'm going to have to go now, lads. Thanks so much for joining me. As I say, I think I'll set up a Discord thing and you can argue amongst yourselves. Okay. Anyway, thank you. You've all been awesome as always, and I'll catch you in the next video. It's the only time it's actually interesting. There you go. I'll catch you in the next video. Thank you.